everyone, and welcome to Total Packers with Matt LaFleur, Larry McCarren, along with the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. And Matt, this week you have 8-5 Baltimore, and I'm sure you'd agree the Ravens are traditionally one of the NFL's tough customers.
They're the model of consistency. I think Harbaugh has done a great job from his time there, and they're always a challenging team, especially in their home stadium.
Earlier this week, Coach Harbaugh said he's counting on Lamar Jackson playing against you guys. Now, your colleagues that are head coaches, do you trust them with the information?
Not always, but you know, he's somebody that you definitely have to be ready and be prepared to play against. He's one of the best in the business. His ability to create explosive plays, not only with his arm, but obviously with his legs as well. He's a tough guy to defend.
Matt, let's go back to the Bear game now, and your start in the second half on both sides of the ball. Could you talk about that and what happened at halftime to encourage it?
Well, I think the players that, you know, I've always said that the best led teams are player led, and thankfully we have a lot of great leaders in that locker room, and they kind of took it upon themselves to make sure that we all kind of really focus in on doing your part, doing your 111th, doing your job to the best of your ability, and our guys went out there and did that. Another
Statement came early in the fourth quarter when you guys go 71 yards on 13 plays and take 8:38 off the clock. What's it like when your opponent cannot stop the bleeding?
It's pretty exciting when you're calling the plays, and it was a long, methodical drive. I thought we had some timely plays. I thought our guys up front really handled the dirty work. I thought our backs were running really hard. And then, you know, in the passing game, we made it count when we decided to throw the football.
Stat of all stat, you won the turnover battle 3-0. You're up to plus 12 for the season, and Rasul Douglas continues to amaze.
Sewell has been, just makes impact plays every game. So you talk about back-to-back pick sixes in back-to-back games, and then obviously who could forget about the game winner in Arizona. And he has multiple other PBUs and just good physical, old-fashioned football players.
Offensively speaking, you got the ball to a lot of different players in a lot of different ways. Is that when your offense is operating at its best?
I think absolutely. I think the more guys that can touch the football, the better. And, you know, we've got a great supporting cast around our few superstars that we have in Davante and Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. And I think, you know, 12 does a pretty good job of distributing the football.
Matt, got to touch upon it. It seemed like the special teams kind of hit rock bottom against the Bears. What's the plan for that unit or units going forward?
Well, we just got to make sure that we get contributions from every member of this football team. And it's going to be a competitive situation, and whether you're a starter on offense or defense, you might be asked to contribute on teams, because that is a big part of this game.
Thank you, Matt. Coming up, Davante Adams. Stay with us.
It's just a feel thing. Perfect throw by Aaron. Him kind of leaving it inside a little bit allowed me to come back to the ball and make a move and just kind of feel out where the defenders were, and it was a plus that they ended up running into each other.
Davante Adams makes the catch, cuts it back to the 5, end zone, touchdown. They split 2 defenders. Davante Adams.
Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by your local Chevy dealers, by Bellum Health, and by Johnsonville. Welcome back. This one-on-one is brought to you by Pothole Frozen Pizza from Quick Trip.
Dominate the game like we supposed to. Dodging all lanes like we supposed to. I just run the play like we supposed to. Got it right like we supposed to.
Touchdown, Davante Adams.
Davante's a dynamic player, there's no doubt about it. One of the best in the league.
Makes the most of it.
The big plays are going to Davante Adams.
Off the left side of the end zone. Leaping grab. Davante Adams. Caught
for the touchdown.
Davante Adams is worth the price of admission.
Dominate the game like we supposed to. I'm just staying in my lane and I'm supposed to. Be 100 ain't a thing, I ain't checking for no lames. Only gang with the dudes that I'm close to. Team on 3, no fail when we break. Lombardi is the only L's that we take. Tap the pylon, then we all celebrate. Then it's back to the huddle, time to cook another play.
Now, clearly, you are, I'm not trying to embarrass you, you are a great, great player. And I've always been interested in great player mentality. When you're playing, do you ever think you're covered?
No, I don't. Sometimes when I reflect and I go watch the film, sometimes I can say, I could have did a little bit better job with this, a little bit better job with that. But for the most part, I like to, just based off the intention and, the speed I play with and the confidence I play with, it takes away from the confidence of the defender oftentimes. So it makes my job a little bit easier. I'm able to just get into my routes, with them kind of being worried about, they kind of got this predisposed notion about my releases. So a lot of times I don't have to do much. I just kind of, give them a move and get into it and just play fast. So when you do that, that mixed with the mental part with the DB, it makes it tough for them as well. So to answer your question, I don't believe that I'm covered very often. I got to be real on tape sometime and, see how it breaks down. But in the game, every time Aaron asks me, hey, how'd it look over there? I always tell him I was open, just so he can know next time to look over there.
No, it was cool to see. On your second TD catch, when I'm watching it, I'm thinking to myself, now Davante, now he has moves off his moves. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think it was like 2 years ago on social media, I was trying to expand my release package and keep improving on one of my strengths and just being creative and, trying different things in practice and trying to just take advantage of every moment that I have out there just on the field, be it in the game or practice, just to continue to get better and, keep them guessing. But, yeah, I'd say that's a pretty accurate assessment at this point.
You individually are coming off a big game against the Chicago Bears. And I wanted to ask you about your first touchdown catch. Okay, out and up, a couple of Bears in the neighborhood, and you make the catch, which requires, I would think, 150% of your attention. How do you know that Bear is right there and you have to make an instantaneous move? Do you just feel it?
Yeah, it's just a feel thing. Obviously, you can't really take your eyes off the ball when it's up in the air like that. Perfect throw by Aaron. He put it right in the perfect spot for me to be able to come back. Honestly, I think if the ball was thrown outside, that's typically where that ball would go. But him kind of leaving it inside a little bit allowed me to come back to the ball and make a move and just kind of feel out where the defenders were. And it was a plus that they ended up running into each other. That part wasn't by design, but I'll take it anytime that can happen.
Davante Adams makes the catch, cuts it back to the 5, end zone, touchdown. They split 2 defenders. Davante Adams.
Davante, do you think Aaron, I hear the guys debated on TV all the time, do you think Aaron is playing at his all-time best?
I mean, it's up there. But yeah, he's been playing, just the type of ball that I'm used to seeing him play. And I think kind of got the LeBron effect right now a little bit where he's been doing it so much and for so long where you kind of don't fully understand exactly what he's doing until you look back and see the numbers and the efficiency. And, he's a great player. And that's what we expect and that's what we're going to need out of him to go and win a Super Bowl this year.
One last thing for you, Davante. You're coming off a game where you faced a very familiar opponent. Now you're facing in Baltimore a not so familiar opponent. What changes, what challenges are you guys faced with as you approach the game against the Ravens?
Just like you said, it's an unfamiliar opponent, so we're not as used to in-game experience and being able to judge what they're going to do. Obviously there's film, but when you haven't played that team, you don't know how they're going to play you in particular. Especially with Aaron and I, teams tend to switch up, what they would typically do and alter it to kind of cater to the strengths of our offense, obviously. So we play unfamiliar opponents all the time. Just really stick to what we do, go play Packer football, and look up at the scoreboard, and hopefully it says Packers win at the end.
Davante, thanks for the time and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, boss. Great having me.
Coming up, this week's Chalk Talk. Don't go away. Welcome back. This week's Chalk Talk is brought to you by Network Health.
Lost it over the left side. Look out! Got it! Left side touchdown, Alan Lazard.
I did a double take and had to recheck my roster. Yes, number 13, Alan Lazard, AKA the Goon, actually added some finesse to his repertoire. Here's Alan, and at the snap, he comes off the ball like he's stalking that bear, getting ready to block him, and you can see the big picture. Get the block here, and then have Davante Adams catch the screen behind it. Right? Wrong. Alan plants his foot, and it's not a screen, it's not a block, it's a quick slant. And check out the Bear defender, number 21. He is almost faked off his feet. Allen wide open, touchdown Green Bay. On this play, just follow the ball for a moment. Aaron Rodgers fakes it to A.J. Dillon, so we have play action. And during that action, Allen, once again, stalks a Bear defender like he's gonna block him. You can see him right here, like he's done 1,000 times. But this is not business as usual. Allen reverses course, and he catches the Bears so flat-footed. Look at number 25. He turns the coverage totally around, wide open again, and after the catch, rather than do the goon-like thing and just plow the guy over, Allen makes a move, actually avoids contact, and by doing so, gains a few extra yards and a first down. The only question now is whether finesse will spoil the goon we've all come to know and love, and the answer is no, because at the end of the day, Alan Lazard is just one of those kids who does not play well with others. Total Packers with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Network Health, by your Wisconsin Toyota dealers, and by Ticketmaster. Welcome back. Time to hand out game balls, and Matt, on offense, you go with that Aaron Rodgers fella. 341 yards passing, 4 TDs, a quarterback rating of 141 plus. Matt, I'm old school, but maybe that practice thing is kind of overrated.
Well, it is for him, I guess. He's a once-in-a-lifetime talent, and his ability to go out there with very little practice has been really, really impressive to watch.
On defense, you went with Preston Smith and Rasul Douglas, who we talked about earlier. 2 players involved in takeaways that led to points.
Yeah, absolutely. Preston had a great game rushing the passer. Probably could have had a couple other sacks as well, but obviously that sack fumble in the second half that led to a touchdown that kind of broke the game open a little bit. That was a big-time play, and then Sewell's pick 6 couldn't have been more timely for us because the momentum was certainly not in our favor at that point of the game. It kind of let us hang around in the football game.
special teams, you go with Henry Black. And I swear, Matt, before every game, I look to see who's leading the team, and special teams tackles might come up in the broadcast. And as long as I can remember, it's Henry Black. He's producing every week.
Yeah, Henry did a heck of a job, and I know our special teams overall weren't to the level that we'd like and weren't to our standard, but he made some big-time plays. Obviously, the hit on the kickoff return that caused the fumble, can't have enough of those opportunities because eventually you're going to come up with that ball.
All right, coming up, the last word from the coach. Don't go.
I'm Aaron Jones, and I'm honored to be the Packers nominee for Walter Payton Man of the Year. Me and my brother started A&A All the Way Foundation to make an impact in youth's lives, just being a resource for them in my community so they don't lack anything that they need. And if I could be that resource and make sure that they get to college or get a scholarship or anything like that, then I've done my job and I'm successful and I made an impact in my community.
Thank you, Larry!
I want to be remembered as one of the best running backs to ever play the game here. As far as off the field, just be a staple in the communities. Be known more for that than what I am for on the field. Changing kids' lives, just know you made an impact in someone's life and possibly change their lives forever or their family's lives forever. Thank you.
Congratulations to Aaron Jones for his Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year nomination. You can help Aaron win a $25,000 donation to his charity of choice by voting on Twitter. Just tweet the hashtag and Jones or Aaron's Twitter handle. Voting goes on until January 17th. The NFL Man of the Year will be announced at the NFL Honors Ceremony on February 10th. The Last Word with Matt LaFleur is brought to you by Construction Business Group and Wisconsin Operating Engineers. Welcome back. Time for the last word from the coach, and Matt, back to the Baltimore Ravens. And this seems to be the case every year with the Ravens. They're tough against the run and tough on special teams.
Yeah, that's the mindset of their head coach, no doubt about it. They've been doing it at that level for many, many years, and I'm sure we're going to get their best shot. It's a big-time game, like they all are, but especially when you're talking about this time of the season.
Their special teams quality. You kind of look at that coming off the game you are, that it's a chance. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity.
Absolutely. It's going to be a great challenge for us. I'm sure Baltimore's licking their chops after what they saw us put out on tape. So our guys are going to have a great week of preparation and attack the challenge head on.
Unfamiliar opponent. Now, you've prepared for unfamiliar opponents before. Is that a big deal? Because you know the drill.
Oh, I think it is part of it. You always got to be conscious of the challenges that come with facing somebody that you're not as familiar against, and you got to put in the time to game plan appropriately and make sure you put your players in the best position, because this is a great opponent that we're going up against.
Thank you, Matt. Good luck against the Ravens, and thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.